Myles, my last topic, and for all of those who live in the state of Wisconsin or who inhabit Packer Nation and want to hear 3 full segments on Jordan Love, my apologies. And if we had a 2-hour podcast, I'd give you a full segment on Jordan Love because I'm damn excited. And as I told somebody on Sunday, I said, I knew there was a reason I picked the Packers to make the playoffs, and got about 30 emails from people who said, you're out of your effing mind. The Green Bay Packers are in for a long rebuild. And after 6 weeks, it certainly looked like that. But out of that game on Sunday, I prefer actually to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'll tell you why. Myles, offensive points for Kansas City over the last 5 games, 90. And that averages out to 18 points a game. So we now are officially on high alert for the Kansas City offense. And I'll tell you, I covered them in game 2 of that stretch in Frankfurt when they scored 21, but only 14 of the points were offensive points. They scored a defensive touchdown that day. And I remember sitting with Andy Reid, and he goes, listen, after the game, we're just young. We're going to grow. I'm not worried. I bet Andy Reid might be starting to get worried right now. And the reason is that I thought, and I think everybody thought, that by now we would have seen Rashee Rice or Sky Moore really emerge as that guy who is going to be the guy to be the guy next to Travis Kelce who can be a real good threat down the field. And look, Rashee Rice has 8 catches each of the last 2 weeks. But the fact is, if you have 16 catches for 171 yards, you're basically 10.7 yards a carry or a catch. That's not what Rashee Rice needs to be in this offense. So to me, Myles, I'm not saying I'm going necessarily on red alert. They put up 31 at Vegas and in a tough place to play. So I still think they can get it back. But what's your 30-second review of the Kansas City offense right now and whether you're officially worried?
I've been worried, Peter. I mean, this is who they are. We're in December. And so once you get to December and your pass catchers are not reliable, whether it is just catching the passes or being in the place where you need to be when the ball is supposed to come, they're not reliable. This has become an off-season problem, Peter, that they cannot solve in the rest of this season. Now, that being said, the AFC is open enough and that defense is good enough that they could still, get on a playoff run. They're going to win the AFC West. There's no real team that's going to compete with them there, I don't think. And they're going to make it to the postseason easily. But this might be a spot where Patrick Mahomes has to go win a playoff game on the road for the first time. So we'll see what happens. But this is who they are. This is what this offense is going to be. The defense may be able to help them overcome it, but they just don't have enough reliable pass catchers. And that thing about Rashee Rice that you were talking about, where he's got that many catches and that many yards, so many of his catches are coming behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage. He's not going down the field. So, I mean, when you can't rely on guys down the field, it's not good.
They're asking him to just catch the ball in space and do something.
Yes, exactly.
And that I totally agree with you. Look at the big plays, so many of the big plays of Tyreek Hill. The ball is 45 yards in the air, and right. Tyreek Hill is beating somebody by 4 steps, and he's got a touchdown. Well, that is what Kansas City lacks. And it's
even last year with Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, it's not like Smith-Schuster was, going all the way down, but he had those intermediate routes right? Or he found the soft spot in the zone and could sit, and Mahomes could find him. He was good on the jazz plays, right? Where it's all of a sudden Mahomes is doing the things that he needs to do. So I just feel like if from that perspective, that's a big issue that Kansas City is somehow going to have to solve. And I don't know that they can.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.